Hello and welcome to week 4 of the recorded phonics course. Hope you're all well and had a good week so far. My name's Debbie and I'm going to take you through the course today. Here we go. So welcome, as I said. There's my email address should you want it, and the links that you can find out about other courses offered by Adult Education in Coventry. Just to run you through this slide quite quickly, we have a duty of care towards anybody with regards to safeguarding and prevent. Sessions approximately 45 minutes long, which obviously you can pause and replay as and when you need to, and that we follow the British rules and values for life as in schools. And there's the contact number should you have any further queries with regards to courses or anything else. So as I said, this is week 4. I'm just interested to take a moment to have a think. Are you enjoying any of the activities with the children? Anything you've printed off or anything online that you've had a go with that they've really enjoyed? Hopefully you have. You'll probably find you've got some favourites and some things that are less popular, but that's kind of how it goes with these things, I think. Hope you're enjoying it anyway. So this week's session objectives, we're going to recap phase 4 sounds, which we looked at last week, do some more tricky words, and we'll look at some rhyming with phonics. Just take a moment to think about those tasks and where you'd put yourself. We started phase 4 last week, so do you feel the topic's brand new to you? Would you be red, the amber, you're understanding some of it, yellow if you're understanding most of it, and green if you're completely happy with all of those things? Just have a think for your own reference where you're at with that at the moment. Just a reminder of those task images. If you see the man with the thought bubble, have a think. The notepad and pencil, make notes for your own reference. Listening and repeating back, which tends to be when we're looking at new phonemes and sounds. So then, just as a recap, as we've been doing, phonics is literally the sound that letters make. Okay, so sounds when we're reading or writing, when we sound them out. Phoneme is the smallest sound made by one letter or group of letters, so things like sh, ch, I, a, e. Grapheme is how we write that. One of the important skills your children will learn is to blend, so taking individual sounds, but at, and pushing them together, but at. For reading, and obviously the opposite of that for beginning to write and spell the words, I'll be segmenting, so pulling them apart. So if the word was hat, there's 3 sounds in hat. What are they? Hat. Really overemphasising to pull that apart. The vowels are the letters A, E, I, O and U, and the consonants are all of the other letters as are listed there for you. A digraph is literally 2 letters together which make one sound, so ch, sh, a, e. The consonant digraph being one of those made up with 2 consonants. And another example that we've already come across, the vowel graphemes, that's how we write a sound. It has more than one letter, but at least one vowel in it. For example, A, R, and U. This week, as we've said, we'll be doing that recap, some tricky words and some phonics. So let's recap phase 4 then. We looked at this last week. It's quite a bit to it. So let's just make sure we're happy with it. So in phase 4, we start to look at consonant, vowel, consonant, consonant words, CVCC words. Here's a couple of examples. We've got t, e, nt, t, e, nt, tent, and all, amp, all, amp. And as we start to build some of these words, you'll understand a little bit more about the pure sounds and the importance of them. Because, for instance, there with lamp, if we do l, amp, la, amp, it doesn't work as well as because by keeping your tongue at the top of your mouth, you're ready to go into the next sound. La, and you're almost blending without trying by doing that. So this just gives us an example of how important those pure sounds are. And it's only really when you start to use them and build with your children that you'll be able to see that. So they're both consonant, vowel, consonant, consonant words. The other way around in this phase that we see a lot of is the CCVC words, so the vowel and the consonant swapped over. Consonant, consonant, vowel, consonant words such as swim, and spoon. And just a reminder there in spoon, we've got the double O. It is one sound. So because it's one sound, we can put it in there as being consonant, vowel, consonant. Okay. C, C, E, C. Okay. And then, of course, the 14 more tricky words to go along with it for the children to learn. So here is the phase 4 sound mat again that we saw last week. And phase 4 is made up of sounds, initial sounds and end sounds for words. Okay, so most of them are one or the other. There's a couple that you could put in either. So sometimes they'll be at the start of a word or at the end. For instance, sk and st. Sometimes we get them at the beginning or the end, or even in the middle of words. Okay, but most feature one place or another. Okay, let's just run through those together. So if we just go across each line, and my turn, your turn. So I'll say it and I want you to repeat it back, please. Okay, ready? St, your turn. Nd, your turn. Mp, your turn. Nt, your turn. Nk, your turn. Ft, your turn. Sk, your turn. Alt, your turn. Alp, your turn. Ulf, your turn. Ulk, your turn. Pt, your turn. Xt, your turn. Next set. Tr, your turn. Dr, your turn. Gr, your turn. Cr, your turn. Brr, your turn. Fr, your turn. L, your turn. Full, your turn. Gl, your turn. Pull, your turn. And claw, your turn. Okay, hopefully that's just giving you a bit of a refresh on those sounds. So this time we're going to run through some pictures. We're going to see if we can find which one of those sounds we're using, and we're going to see if we can build the word. So what's the picture of this time? It's a fist. The sound we're looking at is st. Can you make that sound? St. Let's build it together. So what else would we need in fist? E, st. E, st. Fist. Yeah. There we go. Next one then. Group of people playing music. What would this one be? It's band this time. So we've got nd, which is a final consonant. Blend in this example. What other letters do we need to make? Band. We're practicing this segmenting now, aren't we? So what else do we need in band? What does it begin with? Initial sound. P. Nd. Let's blend that. Pure sounds. P. Nd. P. And. Per band. Super stuff. Next one. Okay. They've gone in their tent to a this time. Okay. A lot of these end consonant sounds are difficult to stay on their own because they come at the end of words. So when we say camp, you make that sound really easily, but when you just look at these sounds on their own, when you're not used to saying them on their own, it can catch you out. So it's far more natural within a word, but it's important to be able to segment them up as well. There's camp. Okay, this one, a bit of a clue on the picture. They're going on a hunt. Hunt. What's that sound going to be? Okay. What else do we need to make? Hunt. If you've got a piece of paper and a pen, it might be a good time to jot this down. Hunt. How are we going to spell hunt? Hunt. Hunt. Good stuff. Next one, all those lovely fish are living there in their tank. Is that Again, quite tricky to say on its own, but within the word it works. Unk. What else do we need for tank? Jot it down if you've got a piece of paper there. Tank. How are you going to be spelling tank? Unk. Tank. Tank. Okay. Next one, not the best picture in the world, but these are quite difficult to find different things for, but it's a tuft of grass. Can you see those sprouty bits of grass? They're called tufts. They've got a tuft. There's a ft at the end, quite a difficult one. Ft. Again, remember those pure sounds. It's not thutter, it's ft. This is why we make those pure sounds. We've got t, ft, t, ft. Next one. What's he wear on his face? What sound are we going to have for that then? It's a sk sound at the end this time. Sk. Let's sound it out then. What letters are we going to need? How are we going to spell mask? Let's segment it. Ask. Ask. And again, if it was ask, not the same as mask. It just flows into each other. It blends really nicely. Next one, what's in that cellar? It is salt. Okay, so what sound for salt? What's the end sound in salt? Got alt. What else are we going to need? Alt, salt, salt. Almost, isn't it, with this one? Salt. Good stuff. Next one. Okay, so the juicy bit of this, the fleshy part, we might call the pulp. Pulp. We need the pulp. Again, quite a tricky one to say. Even in the word pulp, for me, it would say pulp. Pulp. Yeah, that is quite tricky. I don't know why. Okay, this little person then that's going to come along with a gift. Might see them more at Christmas time traditionally. What's the sound going to be? It's elf. And he's an elf. 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 Yeah. Quite tricky again there. Next one. A carton of this from the shop for your cereal or your cup of tea or coffee. Milk. Okay, so what's our end sound going to be? What's our final sound? Ulk. Yeah, what else do we need? Ilk. Ilk. Can you see how we did that just by pulling it apart? And we do this to practice the sounds with you, but also so that you'll be able to use this with your own children as well, and you'll be able to practice these sounds when they get to this point, just to help you with those skills as well. Okay, this person has been crying. We might say that they wept. That give you a clue. Wept. Wept. You know, the lady wept at the sad film, maybe. Wept. It's another word for crying. Wept. Wept. There we go. This one was quite tricky to find a picture for. Better give you that one. What's missing? That word is next. What's missing? Something. Next. What was that sound? It's an super stuff. Next. And the children are then able to begin to start reading and writing some words with some quite tricky sounds in them, which is a confidence boost as well, isn't it? Okay, this picture then, what have we got here? We've got a starting sound this time, an initial sound, E. Yeah, they've both got two letters in them, haven't they? Those sounds. So you've just got two sounds here. Tree. Starting to spell out some quite complicated words here. Okay, this is a raindrop. Yeah, drop. Raindrop. There we go. Sometimes I think the consonant blends at the beginning of words are easier to pull off to start with, but that's a personal thing. You might find the end ones easier. What colour can you see here? Okay, so what's that starting phoneme going to be? What's that first sound? We've got in. Three sounds again. In. 5 letters, but only 3 sounds. In. Super. Green. Okay, so the king might wear one of these, or the queen. Right, so what's the starting sound going to be here? It's a crown. So we've got a cr, ow, as in cow from last week. Crown, crown. And as you're seeing, as we're building onto these words, by having different digraphs that we've taught the children at this point, they can start to spell these trickier words. It's not just but at. We're actually able to stretch them out by putting more of these digraphs together and competently. So it's not just stick a few digraphs on a page, but they know that cr is spelt this way. They know that ow is spelt this way. They know they can push them together. So we're making them really competent with some more tricky vocab as well. It's not just your simple CVC words straight the way through. We start building on and using what they've got, which is really important for confidence and for interest. We've got to engage them all along. You might need your sunglasses for this one because that sunshine is quite bright. So what's our starting sound going to be? Brr. Ah, trigraph this time in the middle. What's this one? I. T. Brr. I. T. Still only 3 sounds. If your child can spell those 3 sounds, they've got quite a tricky word they've spelt here. Brr. I. T. Brr. I. T. Bright. Okay. This man doesn't look very happy at the minute, and he's crunching up his forehead and he's making a frown. Frown. He's frowning, isn't he, when he's crunching up our forehead? He's got a big frown going on. Okay, this person is helping out and they're donating something very important that's quite red. Can you work this one out? What's the initial sound here? Bl. Okay, and again, looking at the double O phoneme, sometimes it gives us O, sometimes it gives us, so O as in cook or U as in moon. So the children will probably have to check that one. So it might be bl, ood, bl, ood. Not sure if that works. Let me try the other one. Bl, ood, blood, blood. And that would be how they would check to read and to write it by running through both the phonemes. This one. What's she doing with that pancake? She's trying to turn it over. We might say she's trying to flip, flip it. Super. The weather is getting cold. You might need these fairly soon. Something you might pop on your hand. Glove. Yeah. So our initial sound is gl. Oh. Oh, we've missed out. There's that. Okay. Next week, when we come to start talking about split digraphs, you'll understand a bit more about how we get an up sound there. Okay, and what happens with the E. But this is just a good example of why we need to learn that. Moving on. Okay. The sounds joined together, but in a different way. There's glove. This one, if it's not an add sign, another word for it might be that it's a plus. Plus. And this is a paper clip. Clip. Can you copy that one? Clip. It's a clip. Super stuff. Okay, lots to get your tongue around. It's quite complicated. But the idea is that by using them, that's how you become more confident in it. And as I say, you'll be able to look back on this when your children come to these stages, and you'll be able to practice them yourself, refresh it, maybe even share some bits of this with them, just to help see it put into practice. Okay, so good time to go and grab a 5-minute breather, pause me and put me back on when you can, and I'll see you back here in a moment. Thank you. Okay, welcome back. The second part of the session today is about rhyming. The children will have been rhyming using some of the CVC words that we looked right back at the end of week 1. But I've put this here because I think actually the more words the children have got, the more rhyming they'll be able to do and the more interesting rhymes they'll be able to make. So this can be used from early on. Let's have a think for a moment then. Why do we practice rhyming with children? We don't just do it with our 5 and 6-year-olds. We actually very, very often do it with very young children, from babies being very small when we sing nursery rhymes with them or tell them simple stories. Babies and children love to hear your voice. It makes them, it's a real comfort for them, and the repetition and joining with rhymes is really good again for their listening skills, which comes right back into phase 1, the preschool stuff that they do. And it's all to do with confidence and enjoyment of language as well. It's never too early to start with the rhyming, and there are some nice nursery rhymes on the link that I'm going to show you now. Excuse me while I just come out. So let's have a look. The first link on this page would take you to, let's see, take this one just here. There we go. I see BB's page. It's full of nursery rhymes, and you can scroll down. Wheels on the Bus is always quite a popular one, isn't it? Shall we look at Wheels on the Bus?
The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round all day long. Come on! The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 swish. The wipers on the bus go swish, swish, swish all day long. Yeah!
Okay, so that's just a nice example. Just a nice example of some nursery rhymes that you can find. If you're not overly confident in your own voice, or you get a bit embarrassed about knowing the words or remembering how it goes, put something like that alongside. The Mr. Tumble ones are nice as well because they have some very simple signs in them, which can also really help children with their learning of language, and really support understanding of language and enjoyment again. It's the simple actions that you might do. So definitely worth having a look together. Oh, there's the link for you. Okay, so let's have a look at this. This is an activity that I'll make sure you get as well at home, but let's have a look at this together. So here we've got some quite simple CVC words that we can rhyme with. So let's have a look first at this word here, top, top. So if I was going to rhyme with the word top, get your paper and pencil ready. What could I rhyme with top? What words could I come up with that rhyme with top? Okay, so remember when they're rhyming, the end sounds are the same. They might not be spelt the same, but the sound they make when we speak them are the same. But let's make it simple to start with. What could we have to go with top? How about hop, mop, stop? Really simple words with the same endings that rhyme. So top, hop, mop, stop. Yeah, simple words, okay? Now let's have a go yourself. I'm going to give you the word pan this time. Pattern. Okay, pan. How many words can you find that rhyme with pan? Off you go, give it a go. Pan. Okay, stop there. Did you get any? I've got a couple for you. Pan, man, tan, ran. A few there. Did you manage to think of any more? Some of these words have got lots and lots that will rhyme with them. And again, you can use nonsense words as well. That is part of what the children learn. So you could say fan, dan, lang, gran, tan, jan, jum. You can use words that actually don't have a meaning as well, so long as they rhyme, they've got the and sound at the end. Okay, have a little go. Choose another word from that list and do the same activity. Okay, this is something you can do yourselves. This is something you can do with your children. Give it a go and see how many you can come up with. So this is the Rhyme and Dominoes activity itself that, as I say, I'll make sure you get a copy of via email. You literally, all you need to do is cut along the dotted lines and make a set of dominoes that you match by a rhyming word. So for instance, bun would go next to sun, and pan will go next to man. Okay, and you take it in turns to play and to match. So basically you'd have a number of these each and you take it in turns and match them along. They're actually lined up now as you might line them up when you were playing the game. So bin next to win in the middle, got and lot, mat and bat, and a red goes next to a black. And that's generally how you play it. Again, you can remember, these resources are for you to use. You might literally just take 2 of those and practice sounding them out with your child. You might take 2 of those and just practice writing some of the sounds that your child's learned. See where you're at with it, okay? When your child's really competent, you might actually write a rhyme together using some of these rhyming words, okay? Get the family members involved as well if you can with playing the games, because it's always that bit more appealing, I think, for the children then as well. Okay, so another activity that I'll send your way. This is quite a nice one. So you look at the picture. The picture is of a rag, as it's written there in the red letters. Rag, rag. Brilliant. Right, so now we've got to find the items that match, that have got the same rhyme. Okay, so let's have a look. What's the first picture? What's that red item there? It's a flag. Let's have a listen. Rag, flag. Oh, let's listen to the end sound again. Rag, flag. Do they rhyme? They do. Right, make a note of that word then. The next picture along, this might be something you wear on your hand. It's a ring. Let's try rag, ring. Let's listen to the end sound again. Rag, ring. Oh, the rural's the same, but does that make a rhyme? No, it doesn't, so we don't need that one. Next item. Oh, look, we're pointing at the thing they've written on to say who the present's from. It's a tag. Rag, tag. Rag, rag, tag. That rhymes. Write it down. And you just work your way through there, just literally listing the words that do rhyme. Okay. Same here with another picture. You might do it as a list. You might do one at a time. You might just pick one that your child might have some interest in. So this time we're looking for pictures that rhyme with drill. So we've got that hard sound. Okay, so run through your pictures. We've got a drum. Oh, drum, drill. Now again, they've been quite clever in this game because obviously you've got your drr. So they've got the same beginning sounds, initial sounds, but not the ending sounds, which is what you need for a rhyme. And you can obviously see what they've tried to do to trip the children up there a little bit, but you'd work through that. The next picture, oh look, they're cooking some bacon, I think, on the grill. Grill, drill and grill. It rhymes. Quick, write that one down. How would we spell grill? What can you hear? Grill. And again, this fits in with what we're doing now because we've just started on phase 4 with those consonants together, the 2 consonants. The initial sounds are grill, drill. They both fit in there. The next picture I do believe is of, it could be a bull. If it's a bull, does it rhyme? It would, wouldn't it? Then it looks like we've got some sort of pill in the next picture. Pill and a hill. Okay, there's quite a few on some of them that do rhyme, and there's not so many. So here we've got the little boy and he's having a frown. You look for the red word to help you out. What rhymes with frown? The arrow is pointing down. We've got a clown. There's a big patch of something brown. I think that might, I'm not sure whether that's a wall. I'm not quite sure that one does, but we'll have to have a look at the one. And a frog. So again, we've got the initial sound the same to try and trip you up. You make a note of the ones that you think do. And then we can have a look at the answers and see if we agree. So rhyming with rag, first of all, we've got tag, bag and flag. Rhyming with drill, we've got pill, hill and grill. Ball doesn't rhyme, does it? Okay, do you see what we did? Oh, not the ill. Okay, so worth checking that one out. Rhyme with frown, down, clown and brown. And again, at this point, very early on, the end sounds are all spelt the same. It's worth bearing in mind that the way we know that there's over 40 odd ways of making sound, 26 letter sounds, we know that sometimes the end, although it will sound like a rhyme, the writing, the grapheme won't actually match, and that's okay because rhyming is about what we hear. Okay, so it doesn't matter if the letters aren't spelt the same to make the sounds, but at this point we make it very simple and we make sure they are, so children can see the pattern as well as hearing it. Another nice rhyming activity, it's just literally a cut and paste one, very simple one for this one. So here's an example of part of the sheet. So you'll cut and paste it, matching rhyming words. So you've got a cat, you've got a dog, you've got a cake, a house, a bee and a sock on this page. So you just decide which ones might go together. There's more. This is just a sample of the page and you just literally cut and stick them together. So it's quite an early rhyming activity. It's less about writing on this one. It's more about actually finding the rhymes, hearing the rhymes. So we're going back to very early phase 1 stuff there. Some nice online resources for you here that I'm going to take you through. The shark rhyming game. Let me just find this one for you. Here we go. So on this one, it says, make your own shark rhyme. Listen to a sentence about a shark. Choose a line that rhymes. Hear how it sounds. Okay. So, and then you've got a rhyme at the end.
A shark is a fish. He swims so fast.
And you choose a picture. A shark is a fish. He swims so fast. You can read that back with them.
A shark is a fish. He swims so fast. A ride on his back would be a blast.
And you've actually got the physical words there. So you can see fast and blast in this case. And you click on the arrow.
He swims in the ocean hunting food.
So you're going to get a different rhyme this time. It's just literally a case of picking a picture. I'm going to go for that one.
He swims in the ocean hunting food. Better stay away if he's in a bad mood.
So again, you can talk about your oo sound, your double O in the rhyme, because it matches. So you've got ood and ood, food and mood. Again, happens to line up with having the same sounds to make the rhyme, which is good.
He bites his food with razor-sharp teeth.
Here's a picture.
He bites his food with razor-sharp teeth. Now he has his mouth full. What a relief.
If we look at this one, there's different the picture changes, which again the children will quite enjoy. Teeth and relief. Some would argue eeth and eef aren't quite a rhyme. Sometimes in poems we don't have to rhyme at all. We don't have to have exact rhymes, but it just gives you an idea of something that you may or might not agree with. It could be an interesting talking point.
Circling the ocean, he stalks his prey.
Choose your box again.
Circling the ocean, he stalks his prey. Looks like he might have called it a day.
This is an interesting one because this does actually work. Pray and day. Don't look at the letters, listen. Pray, day. The A does sound the same, but this is an example of one sound being made by different combination of letters. EY can make the A sound and AY can make the A sound, okay? And others, there are more, but this is a good example where once your children are very good at hearing rhymes and finding them where they're spelt the same, you can start to extend it onto, well, we know that sometimes EY makes A and sometimes AY makes A, but it makes the same rhyming sound because they're sounds, so we can use them to rhyme even though we spell them slightly differently. And there's quite a few options on this one. Obviously, depending on what you press, gets you a different rhyme. But it's quite a nice one. The children do tend to quite enjoy it. There's a washing line rhyme game on there as well. I'll let you have a look at that one yourselves. We go back to Mr. Tumble's nursery rhymes as well, I think.
Play.
Now this is quite nice. Now the how to play is quite
to
interesting.
click to make the balloon go up and down.
Literally, you use the space bar, so you can do this with your very young children to do whatever needs to be done in the game. So some of these rhymes you need to go up and down, some of them you need to speed up and slow down. And these instructions just basically tell you by pressing the space bar, you make it work, okay?
Back. Exit.
Okay, so let's have a click
Play.
on play.
Pick a song. The sun has got his hat on. Play. Previous.
Let's try something out.
Row, row, row your boats. Play.
Seems to be two things going on there, don't Let's try this.
Pick an instrument.
So you can choose your instrument you want to play, which is nice. Again, get the children listening. Good for you.
Glockenspiel.
Younger children
3,
as well.
2, 1, go.
That space bar, you literally start clicking.
Hello. Click now.
And it just makes it. The idea is
click now.
It wants you to make the sounds. It's not a complicated. It's literally just to click the space bar, and the idea is that young children start to learn.
Good shot.
It's the action and reaction stuff. You know, they click and it makes it work. And it does tell them to click anything.
Good shot, old bean.
If you do automatically do it, then it starts moving on and you don't have the forward screen stuff.
Oh no!
The arrow to help them. Done.
Oh, Smashing!
Yeah.
This is an excellent game of croquet.
I'm going to change your instrument now. Get the trumpet, I do believe, by hitting that.
Well done. I say.
There's quite a few on there. It's quite nice. You
Pick
can
a
do
song.
new rhymes you don't know.
Round and round the garden.
Thank you, Mr. Tumble. You're a bit noisy. You can choose some that you don't know. That's quite a nice thing to do because obviously you learn new ones with your children. You can enjoy new ones. Again, it's good because it gives you a bit of a tune. You can hum the tunes. You can add the words. You can clap along. You can get your own. You've got your own, I don't know, rice in a bottle as a shaker, or any instruments at home. You can play along. So again, really good with the younger children as well because it just helps with those early rhyming skills, which are about listening. But reinforces when children don't think they know how to rhyme or think rhyming's too difficult. You can do it with those very basic rhymes, and it does work nicely. For your older children, just to show you, onto the BBC Bite Size site, there are some other games and things. And this is quite a nice one. It explains how to play a rhyming game as well. Let's watch this one.
Hey kids, who wants to play the rhyming game?
We do. What's the rhyming game?
Well, the rhyming game is a great game that teaches us to listen carefully to sounds. The challenge is to find two words that sound really alike, like cat and bat.
But cats and bats aren't the same. One's a cute fluffy thing that sleeps all day, and the other one's a bat that flies at night and turns into a vampire.
Well, I'm not sure about the vampire bit, but you're right. The animals aren't the same at all, but the sounds in their names are. Bat and cat, see? Oh, I have another one. Cat and fat. Fat cat. Why don't you all look around and see if you can find words that rhyme?
A word that rhymes with car. Star.
Car and star. Very good, Beth. Can you get one more?
Hair?
Not quite, but very close. You see, it's all about that end bit of the word. Car, star. Can you hear that R sound? Whereas hair ends in an air sound. R, air. Car, hair. Can you hear the difference?
Sun. Run.
Bun!
Very good, guys. You're all right. Sun, run, and bun all rhyme. Now, Kim, I hope you've got enough of that bun to share.
So again, just a nice introduction, gentle introduction, and examples of things you can do yourselves as well. And you might find your children want to copy that in the car, on the bus, on the walk to school, whatever. So that is a nice example. Let me see if the other thing that came along with that, lower down on this page, so with that same link, there's like a bit of a puzzle as well with rhyming words. There's no sound with this, so you'd have to help them with the reading, or it might be better for your slightly older children. So what's in the picture? It's a van. Which of those words rhyme with the picture? So we've got, let's sound them out. Ran, good. A, two sounds, remember, way. Van, ran, van, way. Okay, and the last one, bat. So van rhymes with ran. Let's click on it. Okay, it's like a quiz, so you work your way through. So pig rhymes with dog. Okay. Bin rhymes with bun. Okay. Cat rhymes with mat. Tap rhymes with top. And it gives you a result. Okay, and it shows you which ones are right and which ones are wrong. Again, depending on the age of your children, that might be something that's nice to do together or work through, and it brings up some of those common misbeliefs, which so top would rhyme with tan because they both begin with a ch, and it's about the end sound, not the beginning sounds. But I think that little video clip where they're playing in the car actually explains that really quite well in quite a gentle way. There are also on here other listening activities, but also some related to rhyming as well. BBC bite-sized stuff is actually really quite good, so it's definitely worth having a look at some of those too. So this week we have recapped phase 4, and I'm hoping by putting some more of those sounds into words, that will have helped with your memory and understanding of it. We've done some work on rhyming, found some online activities and some more resources. Just take a moment then. Have a think. Where would you put yourself now on reflection? Do you know any more about phase 4 now? Have you feeling a bit more confident about rhyming? Would you still be red, maybe amber? Have you moved up at all? Are you now yellow or green? Just a bit of self-reflection. Within that, think about how today might have been helpful. Has it been useful to build up the skills we talked about with phase 4? Has it been a bit too repetitive for you? Is there anything you'd like more help with or more resources for? You've got my email address. Please feel free to use it if there's anything you want from that. And next week is actually the final week of this part of the course, of the phonics part. We then go into more English skills through primary. But next week we look at phase 5, the phonics screening check, and phase 6. That starts to build up because this brings us towards the end of the phonics that the children will do. And again, this will be for your slightly older children, but it's worth you knowing and experiencing, because then when your children do come to do this, hopefully you'll be able to give them a bit more support with it. I hope that's been useful for you. Thank you for attending again. As I say, there's my contact details. Please do feel free to drop me an email if there's anything you'd like to share or ask or anything like that. And please, if you are interested in further education with Coventry, please do use those links. Have a super week. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.